please can you talk about the importance of the hierarchical structure in a spiritual tradition? Yeah, any spiritual tradition has the hierarchy in it. As long as there is duality, there will be hierarchy. Okay? So why is there hierarchy? Doesn't mean that we think we're better. Doesn't mean that. But there has to be structure. There has to be guidance. Or else all manner of things wind up coming in, and then it gets diluted. The teachings begin to get diluted. Practices begin to get diluted. Or you wind up having the blind leading the blind, which is what I was talking about last week when I was talking about the Oneness University, and now it's like, well, people have to teach out of their own experience. Well, if they don't have experience, if there's not realization in place, then what are they teaching? They're teaching out of their ideas and their identifications and their, belief systems, etc. They don't know. So what they're trying to teach on is what they're caught up in the moment, okay? That's not beneficial to anyone. So this is why there's also a hierarchy in place, so that it keeps the integrity of the path going forward. You have to have someone that's the realized master and the hierarchy of the realized masters and beings that oversee things. Ones that have gone through the whole of the path, that have gone through the difficult times, that have gone through all of that suffering, etc., because then they understand the dynamic of what it is. They've been through, like myself, Siddhananda, have been through family life, raised children, had all of that drama. We understand that type of drama and what's there in place. So this is why there is a hierarchy in spirituality. You have the founder of the tradition, and then you have the next in line, and then you have those that are out giving satsang. Well, the ones that are giving satsang are accountable to the heads of the tradition. Okay? They may give very nice satsang, it's wonderful, okay? But they're not yet in the position to be able to oversee the workings of the whole community. There's perhaps not enough life experience in place, okay? You have to have a lot of life experience in order to head up a spiritual tradition. We don't have dogmas here. Not a whole lot of rules and regulations. But that doesn't mean that just anything can be brought in. We want to keep things running smoothly. We want to see people transition as smoothly and as rapidly as possible so they may enter the freedom that's always here. Okay? One is always free, one doesn't know they are free. That's all. That's all. But in their freedom, they choose bondage. Okay? So, this is why we have a spiritual hierarchy. Just to keep things running smoothly, to keep the tradition in place as it's been brought in without bringing in things that are going to water things down, to make it lukewarm where it's not beneficial.
Yeah, I mean, really to keep the teachings alive and pure, because it's so easy to have a germ of confusion that comes in and people rally around it and it can grow so quickly, and really having, and many times that happens when the one that is the head of the path is not realized, and that's a whole different mess that you have. So this is just to keep, you know, it's a lot of work. You know, but it's really, you know, it's kind of like, I guess, when you are a parent too, if you don't really take all that effort and time to really discipline your child, and I mean, you know, and all that, then you've got a whole something that just blooms, and pretty soon it's so exhausting. So this is just the constant work of keeping things very clear, very much on the right track, all the time in every moment, and then things can really start shifting. So it's just, you know, it's really it has kept this path what it is, which is just more the Zen, the pure Zen, right to the heart of things without all the clutter. And that's what we want to keep alive. It's just very important. So, yeah.
So bottom line, why is there hierarchy in a path? Because to keep the integrity of the path in place, to keep it going in a specific direction, so that you don't have so many tributaries going out to where you lose the energy of the path. Okay, we want to keep it very direct, very focused, very pure. Therefore, you have to have a hierarchy in place, okay, just to keep the tradition without it degrading, as happens so many times. Many times you have the reformers that come in, like Buddha came in to reform. But what happened when Buddha passed away, then you started having people with bringing in all sorts of ideas, and all sorts of things started happening, and it starts degrading, and you start getting dogmas, you start getting a lot of other rules, regulations brought in that have nothing to do with keeping the specific teachings pure. Okay, so we don't want to see this degrade. That's why. Okay, namaste.